Hi everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Stamping. My name is Lillian from Stampers Niche, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, where we get together and try to unlock some paper crafting ideas and techniques and just all kinds of different things. So you share with me, I share with you, and we just have a really great time in this crafting community. So just as people are hopping on, often I ask you a question near the beginning so that I can transition down to my desk. And tonight I tried a new recipe. For me, it's a rare occasion that I try a new recipe. I am not a brave cook. If I find something that works, that's what I use, and I don't tend to try a new recipe. So here's my question for you. Are you someone who loves to try new recipes and venture outside the box a little bit in cooking? Or are you someone that sticks with what you know? So here's when you're cooking, do you like to try something new or stick with what you know? There's your question as I go down to my desktop, and better make sure I turn this around. There we go. And I see people hopping on and saying hi. That is perfect. That is wonderful. That's what we want to see, because we want to see who's here. And you are often just interact with each other. It's sort of like we're friends here in this Facebook land. I see some people liking to try new recipes. Hats off to you. I'm always impressed with people who like to try new recipes. My mom did. So I just didn't get that gene. So if there's a new recipe that you've enjoyed, let us know what it is. And somebody said, I try a new recipe when company's coming. My husband says, why would you do that? And I said, well, because maybe it's going to be really good. But so some of you stick with the recipe, some of you go ad lib. Oh, I'm loving all of this. So as you're jotting that down, I'm just going to make sure that I'm actually online. It looks like I am. So we'll get that situated up here, and yay. Looks like everything's working. And for the recipe that we tried tonight, it was pork medallions. So we've done pork tenderloin lots of times, but not pork medallions. So that was a new recipe, and my sister-in-law recommended it and shared it with us. But as a rule, I have to admit that I am not the bravest with new recipes. Cooking's not my favorite thing. I have to admit that. So while you're jotting that down, I just want to talk a minute about online exclusives. A whole bunch of new ones have been just recently released. And those of you who've been following, who have realized that certain things have sold out, been back in stock, sold out, and so on. So let's just take a little look at that. So here is where you would find my online exclusives. So bit.ly/Lillian's Online Exclusives. And I will try to remember to put that in the comments afterwards. But here I have them on my iPad. Woo, goodness, let's get the reflection out of the way. So this is what comes up. So here's the heading, Online Exclusives. And how they list them is they do the newest or the most recent ones first. So this is the newest kit here. It's a slimline card kit. Here's the truck punch, and it says currently unavailable. So if it's saying that, it means it will come back in stock, but it's not available. And the stamp set is available. Let me just scroll down here. You'll see the stamp set is available. There's no red writing underneath it, but the punch is not. Now, Stampin' Up! Makes the stamp sets right in the United States, but the punches come from overseas, so it's going to be a while before this punch gets back in stock, but they are bringing some more back in. So that's how you can kind of tell. If it's no longer showing up, it means they're not going to order anymore, but it's showing up and just saying currently unavailable. You can get the stamp set though, so That's how it works. And if you go back to the top of the page, I just want to briefly touch on that. See these three little lines here? When you press on them, you can go shop at the other Stampin' Up! Things. So you can shop from the annual catalog, the clearance rack, or whatever. So that's how you access that. So I just wanted to address that because there have been lots of questions. The other thing I want to bring to your attention, it was just announced today, a 24-hour stamp sale, July 19th. That is Wednesday. You can get 15% off stamps from the annual catalog, excluding the host stamp ones. So 15% off stamps from the annual catalog, not the online exclusives, just the annual catalog. And if you sign up to be a demonstrator, you get to choose stamps, of course, to put in your demonstrator kit, and you'll get 15% off them. So it goes a little farther no matter how you do it. So there is where you go. So it's my website. It's just this one right here. So maybe how to be prepared, make your list now, and then go to my online store Wednesday on the 19th, pardon me, and you can enter it there or send your list to me if you're wanting me to do it. But do get it to me by noon on the 19th so that I have time to order for you. And the other thing to remember is for every $60 you spend, including that day, you earn a $6 coupon to use in August. So you earn in July, you save those coupons so that you don't lose them, and redeem them in August. So that's just what I wanted to chat about. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. I put a little teaser out this afternoon, and I had lots of these little scraps. So how many of you, like me, save your scrap designer paper? I do. I actually, I meant to have it closer. I keep it with my designer paper. I just put it in a little plastic sleeve so that all my scraps are in here. It's clear so that I can see the scraps readily. I can turn it over, that kind of thing. And it's kept with that so that I can see them, and then I can maybe use them. So I saw this idea and I thought, I really like it, and I think you will too. So let's just take a look at what I'm going to use. Because I chose to use the, Countryside in designer paper, I went with the Boho blue. So it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And remember, in my Thursday newsletters, I have the PDF for these. So the measurements and the supplies, all of that are in my Thursday newsletter. So do make sure to sign up for that. So we have just a card front, basic card front. We're going to put that to the side. Maybe I'll show you how I started this. This is what I made initially. So you can see those little strips all went across here. They just made the central focus point of this card, and then I added my words or whatever, my stamps. So you know how sometimes when I make something, my brain goes, what if I? Do you ever do that when you're stamping? What if I? So this is where I started. So then I thought, what if I do another layer here? So that's what we are going to do. We are going to bring in actually 2 layers. This layer is going to be here, but I wanted just a little bit of white showing through like that. So it's going to look like that. So the white is 4 by 5 1/4. I have 2 of them because one of them is going to be the liner. And then the piece that we're going to do our work on is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Now, if you don't like those 8th numbers, just go 3 3/4 by 5. It'll work perfectly. It doesn't matter. You're using scraps, and the way this card is designed, it doesn't matter what this is. So let's move this to the side here. And then we've got some vellum and some white and that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my ruler, and a pencil, and I'm going to pick a 2-inch spot along here. So here, this is how I use my grid paper often. So here's a 0, 2 inches would be 1, 1. So right about there. So if I line that up, I can draw this across like this. You could also, what I've done sometimes is I have used my scoring tool on my trimmer instead of drawing the line. If you're like me and you hesitate to draw lines with pencil because you don't want to erase them, don't worry, we're going to cover that up. I chose 2 inches just because. You could make it bigger, smaller, whatever, but it works with the strips that I have. So I have these strips. They're random strips. Some are a 1/4 inch by 2.5, and some are a 1/4 inch by 2 3/4. These are just a 1/4 of an inch longer. So I've got them like that. I need to bring in another silicone mat. Yes, I have a few of them. I use them all the time. So I'm going to cover this area in here with my seal. So I'm going to go down here, and then I'm going to go along this edge and along here. And you know, notice it's not that straight, doesn't matter. The edge ones I do like to be right near the edge, but otherwise not a big deal. There we go. Oh, and I'll put one down here just to hold things in place. So we've got it like that. And then all we're going to do is and I'm going to work this way just because I find it easier. We're going to start laying the pieces down. Now, I think, this is my thinking, this is lighter paper. I'm going to start with my darker, and I'm going to line it up, just with the edge of the paper. So right up to the edge. See how, the only reason I drew the lines is it's just a guide for me. And then I'm going to bring in a lighter color, and I'm going to plop it down there. It's one of the shorter ones. And then, we'll bring in, what'll we bring in? We'll bring in this one here. And I'm just staggering them. And I should have staggered that a little better. Let's see. Yep, I can still peel it off. I want it not to be totally even. There, so I just like that. And we'll go with this one here, and we'll bring that down a smidge. No, we're going to put it in here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, what are we missing? We're missing this one. Okay, and bring that in. And you can see it really doesn't matter because we're not trying to line things up. The only thing we lined up was the edge. So we're just going to keep repeating that till we get to the end. Okay, and there we go. Nope. And this, often we use a band of designer paper, but this is just using the scraps, and it's just a great way of showcasing them and using every last bit. So where am I at? Here I'm at. This, you know me, I can't talk and create at the same time without some very interesting results. How many of you struggle to talk and create or cook or whatever? My husband has begged me not to cook and talk at the same time. He said he'd gladly wait for food if I would promise to not do both at the same time. As you can tell, he's learned the hard way that, okay, I better get some different ones in here. And we'll put you down here and get one of these here. And we're just about to the edge. What haven't we used recently? Oh, we'll use this one. Now you could make these different, you could make them all different widths. You could even, you could make some wider, some narrow, whatever, but you're getting the idea here. And let's see, we'll put this one on the edge. Like that. So now we've got it done. And we're just going to flip it over and trim that excess off. Now, if you had made this 3/4 of an inch instead of 3 7/8, you wouldn't have had to worry about that little piece. Each time I've made this, I've done it differently. So that's how it goes. There we go. So it's just like that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to just put some words on here. I think we'll do that and maybe bring in that. And let me just think. We have got some boho ribbon. Do we want to add some of that? Could do that, or we could add some twine. I think I like the twine. It's a little softer. Okay, let's do some stamping and get going here. So I'm going to bring in Night of Navy ink, because that's the darkest color in there. And I'm going to bring in Thinking of You from this set, the Layering Leaves. I love these words. The shape I'm using is from the Countryside Dies. So it's from this one here. And I am using this one right here. So from the center, there's this little one, then this would be the third one from the center. That's what I'm using, okay? And you can be thinking, should I do splatters behind the words afterwards? So be thinking about that as I stamp this. Now this is a photopolymer and it stamps okay, but it stamps even better if you put a cushion under it. And my thinking is I'm going to cut off this end. So I'm going to keep my words over here. Like that. Ooh, I like that. So, splatters or no splatters? As you're thinking that, I'm going to show you what I'm planning to do here. I'm going to have it sort of come off the edge of the paper. So I'm going to trim this off. So I'm just going to bring my paper trimmer in. Splatters or no splatters? Splatters or no splatters? Karen takes the pressure off putting glue everywhere. I know. I thought that was rather great myself. I saw somebody do it and I thought, whoop, that makes it so much better. No splatters. Okay, that's what I saw first. So we're going to go like that. And let's see, where do I want to put it? Maybe like that. And where's the stuff that... Okay, I just had it here. Okay, did it stick here? How can I lose? Oh, there it is. Because it's vellum, I blended right in. So I think that helps to draw the attention a little bit. And should we just, now what this is that I've got in my hand, the twine is actually much thicker. It's the in color twine. Whoops, bring everything out. And you can actually separate the threads so that it's thin. So we could do that. I think I'm going to go with this. And I'm just going to have a little bit trying to decide. I played around with this afternoon and I still couldn't decide then, so I'm no farther ahead, right? Okay, we'll put a little bit of seal here. Give it a whirl. Loop it. I'm just sticking it into the seal just to add a little bit of interest there. And now we're going to put some adhesive here, just a little bit where it's going to be hidden. Okay. I love my seal, except when I'm on camera, then it doesn't cooperate, it seems like. I think I get tense when I'm on my own. I have found with seal, it's the light touch makes all the difference in the world. So there we go, like that. I'm going to put this on dimensionals. And we're just about done. This is how fast this card can come together. And then I have some other samples done with this technique as well. Or maybe one more sample. Oops, I want it to go in the center there. Just like that. Then we're going to stick this down onto the white layer. Just that narrow little border. And then we're going to put it on the card front. And again, I think I'm going to put it on dimensionals. And I'm going to show you what I did on the inside for some of these cards too. Because, oops, that one didn't peel. Because as you can see, I have extras, so I use them on the inside. Why not? There we go. Just like that. And oh, we need a few. Oh, I forgot my other what if I'll show you on another card. I meant to use my embossing folder once I had these glued on and run it through with the embossing folder, because that was another what if that I had thought about, but I did it on another sample, so you're going to see it. So now we'll just do a few embellishments. We've got these. And, oh, I don't know, we'll put one there. And one there. I love Stampin' Up's coordination, how everything goes together. So just like that, we have the card done. So I said, what about the inside? This is what I did on the inside of this one. So my notes to myself. I just took some of my scraps, ran some seal down the side, and did some more like that. So this is the Hello Irresistible paper and stamp set. This is the Lost Lagoon ribbon from the annual catalog. So these are online exclusives, and then, of course, this die, again, just like we did, I cut part of it off. So there's that one. So then there's this one. I'm seeing some hearts. Oh, I'm glad you're liking it. And then here's another what if I. So here on this one I did it in black and used black and white, and then just added the pop of color here. But here you can see once I got the strips glued on, I used the embossing folder. So they're all the same design. They go across. Now you could easily change your orientation and make a wider, going that way. You could change the width. It would be even quicker then. I like the staggered part because then I didn't have to worry about matching things up. And I just really liked how it all came together. The fruit one, I put a piece of fruit here, cut the pieces off, and then stuck the pieces up here. So that just works like that. So which, do you have a favorite? Is it the white one, the blue one, or the black one? And just while you're writing that in, I have a few other cards to show you. Now, if you followed some of my Facebook posts, the artistic design team posted some cards with the zoo crew, and one was for a baby, and I really needed a baby card. So I made one. So here it is. These two are cut right out of the designer paper. They're fussy cut. So Laura, I see you on. I was wishing you were here. You're the queen of fussy cutting. So I did the same as the artisan did on the, oh, what am I trying to say? On her post. So what I did was I stamped the words from Zoo Crew and then just freehand cut the celebrate out like that. And then I took some darker and did the same card, but with darker colors for the bear. And then, of course, I had to do one in fresh freesia, just like that. So there we go, like that. And then I was thinking that for the inside, you're going to be amazing parents would work perfectly. Or I'm so happy you were born. I think some of those are going to be going on the inside, just saying. So you can see how I did some of my cutting out here. Yes, I love the baby card too. I'm so glad they shared that. So happy mail. I received some happy mail and I just wanted to share that. Remember the panda one like this that I taught you, oh, I don't know, maybe a month ago. So I received this in the mail from Fran and I just love it. So there's that one. It stands up just like that, but goes flat. So if you're wanting to learn how to make that, look back for the one with the panda bear on it. I received this from Judy. So I love this sunflower. It's just wonderful. And then I received this one from Marilyn. So this also is the Hello Irresistible paper. And this is one of the dies. That's so neat. So thank you so much for joining me. Remember, Wednesday, 15% off all stamps in the annual catalog. So circle that day, get your list started. If you're like me, you've got a few things on your wish list that you've been not getting yet, so maybe that's the day for you. And remember, you get a $6 bonus coupon for every $60 you spent. So I really hope that you try this technique and that you share it and let us all see it, because I can see this done in all different kinds of paper. And again, it doesn't matter what background you use. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, and take care and have fun. Bye-bye.